welcome to the show. This is Mistress of Reads. I have no idea what day it is because I work on the computer. It's Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. Aren't you happy it's Sunday? Because you get us. Yes, that sounded conceited. But that's just confidence, really.
Now, the bad girls of booktube. So why not?
I was getting that. I was getting there. The bad girls of, you're welcome. The bad girls of booktube are back. You're welcome. Just so angry. You're welcome. This week we have nothing for you. It's a reading slump. It happens to everyone. It doesn't mean that I can't get it up anymore. It just means that sometimes it's slumpy. But you can still have a good time. I have on the show
to read.
I have on the show Boo. How you doing, Boo?
I'm doing all right.
My name is O. Again, welcome to Mistress of Reads. So, you actually read a book?
No, I've been too stressed to read. I can't even get myself to sit down and read manga. The kid has finals, and she just got done with standardized testing from hell. And she still has the assessment test to do for placement in her next school for next year. And this shit doesn't end until June 1st.
Why? How old is Calvin Klein?
He's an ass.
Because I just saw. Okay, because it looked like his face is melting. And I wasn't sure if he was actually face melting age or if he was like, having some plastic surgeries going sideways. You know how it happens for some folks.
Well, after if you get too much of it, it does slump your shit. He's 73.
Well, he doesn't look that bad for 73.
He's gonna start looking like a robot soon, in the Terminator when the stuff all melts off and he's just like
just the jaws and the face and those kids.
It's gonna be a flesh metal robot. That's pretty much it. Flesh colored robot.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. I don't mean to make fun of nobody, but I was like, they keep showing me a picture of Calvin Klein. I'm like, that's Calvin Klein. His face is melty. What happened? You got old, yo. You got old. All right. Okay. So I'm also in a slump, and I think I'm in a slump because when Kate Daniels, because we can't have a show that without fucking Kate Daniels. I know Kate Daniels is coming out soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I keep, I check every day like a little idiot. I'm like looking, is that out yet? Is that out here? I don't want to miss it this time. Is that out yet? Is it out? And that's the problem, is because I keep, trying to clear my schedule. Like, I know what I should be doing. I should be starting Harry Potter and then knocking off a Harry Potter every other week to prepare myself for Harry Potter. But I really don't want to read Half-Blood Prince. It's my least favorite Harry Potter book. No. And I just really don't want to read it.
Actually thinking about it, that is actually my least favorite too.
I just did not like it. I felt like she was really like, it has to be 7 books, bitch. I'm going to shove everything. Go ahead.
I can't put myself through Deathly Hallows again, though. I emotionally cannot do that to myself again.
It doesn't feel as bad. I've actually reread the Harry Potter series 3 or 4 times now. It's not as bad. The first book is always the hardest because you meet Fred and George. Spoiling it, and you see how much joy that Fred and George have together, and then you get really sad in the first book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know what happens, and then you feel sad, and then you just get over it, and then you're sad again.
When I was reading the James Potter books, I got so misty-eyed over Teddy, who was one of the main characters, and I got misty-eyed because Teddy was left an orphan. Because Tonks and what's his face ended up was it Lupin ended up dying?
Yeah, Lupin. I still don't understand why both of them had to die.
I don't know either, because that's fucking terrible.
It's not like there was tons of female characters in the Harry Potter universe. It was only so on female characters. You could have left Tonks alive.
And then and then when they talk, when they gather as a family, and who's missing. Just like when he uses the map, and he says the magic words, "I solemnly swear I'm up to no good." I'm just like, oh, Fred and George. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't want to think about this anymore. It's made me sad.
But I think Lily will be joining you on that reread.
Cry, bitch, cry. Yeah, but I don't know. Does she remember the books? She was young when she read them.
She was like, from the point of my belly to kindergarten, I was reading them to her, and then she went back and she read them herself, and now she's older, and I think that there's some things in the books that she'll probably understand more.
Poignancy. It has poignancy.
I was reading Deathly Hallows to her, crying my eyes out, and she didn't get why mommy was crying, because she was still little. But I think she'll get it more when she rereads it.
Yeah. I think the key is to, gosh, I'm so sad now. Damn you.
You're the one
I have to admit, though, I was not sad when Snape died. I know some people said they were sad. I was like, good riddance.
I was actually kind of sad.
I was not. I was like, good riddance. Good riddance. Had this little narc not narked up, then his mom would be alive. Just saying.
Yeah, I actually feel a little bit bad for Snape. I do.
And the thing about Snape is he compounded his error by doing his little "I hate Harry Potter" bullshit. Yeah, no, narc, just narc.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, he also protected Harry Potter and saved his life on several occasions.
He did, but he went about making his life a living hell as much as he could at every opportunity. From the get-go.
I think some of that Harry looked for his damn self. I
do agree he is responsible. Yeah, he was not a perfect kid, but the difference is he was a kid and Snape was a goddamn adult.
I don't know. I don't see it that way. And I do find a bit of bittersweetness in, what saved Harry a lot was the fact that Snape has always loved and will always love Lily Potter.
Yeah, well, he's a shitty stepdad then. See, you was right.
I think anything, he wanted Harry to be better. He wanted Harry to be better than his father. And then and Harry did a lot of dumb things that he really shouldn't have. I'm not saying, he shouldn't have found the Chamber of Secrets, and he shouldn't have done this, he shouldn't have done that. But there are situations that he maybe could have decided not to do as a 12-year-old. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you that there weren't situations where he just should have maybe looked before he leaped.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're a grown-ass man, and harassing a little boy like he seemed to want to do at every opportunity is not required. He was so focused in on him, it was just so unhealthy.
Well, it's interesting though, because in the James Potter books, there's Snape's portrait.
Diary. Oh, okay.
And and Snape even explained a lot of his vitriol to James. It's don't be an idiot like your father. Don't try to blunder through it like you have this great ability to solve it, because it's almost gotten your father killed on several occasions. And he's telling James this because There was no Snape, like a physically alive Snape, to save James Potter's ass the way there was a Snape to save Harry Potter's ass.
We slipped into the wars, haven't we? Oh, I love how we slipped into these fucking wars. Okay.
But he didn't explain it, why. And Snape did save Harry a lot. It was like a one or two thing.
What I need to know is how much of the books, how much of the James Potter books are going to be part of the Harry Potter universe. That's what I want to know first.
Well, I don't know.
Before I
might want to
that.
go and go onto her forum and find out.
Because that's what really matters. Because I had the speculations about James Potter. You remember I said that it's possible that what we're going to end up getting is a Harry Potter movie every 2 to 1 year, and then other writers are going to be writing it, and she's going to be like the executive producer, producing these writing ability stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And she greenlighted the James Potter books that started off as fan fiction, but it was really well written fan fiction. It was
it's unfortunate that the guy who wrote them, actually, I read his other books and they're not as well put together as that is. So he writes well in other people's universe and with other people's voice, but he doesn't seem to have his own voice.
Well, he also added on to that universe in a way that he's exploring more of the grounds around Hogwarts that we never knew about before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because she even limited like how far one goes into Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
He even found a way for someone to infiltrate Hogwarts.
But here's the thing about the books is that I need to know how much of his universe is actually, going to be dogma.
I don't think
and how much is
greenlighted if she was planning to shoot down the story.
It's not that I'm thinking she's planning to shoot down the story. It's how much of his universe is she actually going to integrate into her regular universe. So when we get this new book, how much of that is going to be in this new book? That's what I'm wondering about. Because I can add because I haven't read them all the way through. So I can add all those, Potter books, all the other, the fan Potter books in, because she has written her name on certain fan Potter books. You remember?
Yeah.
And so, I read everything when I reread. Like, when I reread Kate Daniels when a new one came out, or Kim Harrison, fuck her ass. And you remember every time I don't know if you didn't know me back then, but every time a new Kim Harrison book came out for the, the series I'm thinking of.
Yeah, for the Hollows, I would reread them.
Reread the whole entire series again, including the side books and all the other dogmatic.
I've officially broken up with Rachel Morgan. Like,
I did too.
There was a short story that came out with Rachel Morgan crossing into the world of her new heroine, and I said, no, I will not read you. I won't. No. I won't do it. I'm done with you.
I'm done. I 100% agree with you, and this is why I agree with you. Number one, those last couple books were money grabs. They weren't actual books. You don't kill a main character like that, a pivotal character like it was an afterthought, and then do it twice.
It really, really made me mad because you know what? Like, fucking Siri's death was just rushed through. Oh yeah, she tried to escape. They killed her. Okay, so let's go on through the rest of the story.
And the ghost appearance was pointless.
They had, I think she went out of her way. I think one morning she woke up and said, you know what? Rachel should fuck a ghost. And it should be the pedophile ghost that she met when she was 13. Rachel should fuck a ghost.
P.S. Not even Anita Blake has fucked a ghost. Let me beat her to the punch.
That just made me just so angry. And Kirsten. The worst part about killing off Kirsten is she didn't bother even writing his fucking death scene until 1 or 2 books later. And she knew we were going to be mad. She knew we were going to be upset. And her excuse was, well, I just didn't see him going anywhere else in the story. Really? Because everyone else could.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've
Mm-hmm.
rewritten her books like 6 times in our heads, at least.
At least. Possibly more than
The
that.
fucking
Possibly more.
pedophile ghost, that one I didn't see a line for. But Kristen was too good of a character.
When the ghost came into it and like do you think about sorry to jump around in books because we're trying to work our way out of the book slump, and you work your way out of the book slump with either love or hate, and it seems like it's going to be hate for us, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hate seems to be the motivator these days.
But here's the thing though. What makes me so angry about the ghost character is how much it was unnecessary. Like, she crossed the street to fuck the ghost. She went a long way to make sure they fucked.
And they fucked in a ditch.
Exactly.
Dogs were chasing them.
And you know what? I bet you she got what's that thing called? Vaginal infection. I bet you she got a yeast infection from that shit. Because that's dirty.
If dogs are chasing me and I'm fucking terrified, the first thing that pops in my head is not, hey, let's fuck. and fear sure as hell doesn't lead me to want to have sex.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit that fear does make me want to pound.
Really? So dogs chasing you with the possibility of them ripping you to shreds as you're hiding from them in a ditch is going to make you want to jump bones.
No, but if we have you remember in 50 Shades when they had the car chase and they were safe in the thing and she jumped on that pony?
Yeah, but they were safe. They were not.
That's the difference. And I
that made sense.
Because I went to the track once and we boned after we went to the track.
And as the adrenaline rush is coming down, she was still that adrenaline rush.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. That was dirty and it was unnecessary. And she went a long way. Yeah, she went a long way.
The desert, so I don't know.
Yeah, she went a long way to make sure that they fucked in that book. She went, she crossed a couple of streets and then hopped the fucking fence and then crossed some train tracks to make sure that they fucked in that book.
I bet the reason why she had her fuck a ghost was because everybody else was fucking shifters. So that's why Rachel had to fuck a ghost.
But that's the thing about Rachel Morgan. It was like she couldn't be satisfied that Rachel Morgan was an urban fantasy. She had to force the paranormal romance. I mean, so much that she was like trying to fuck that guy in the boat. You remember?
Yeah.
It was so unnecessary, and I wonder if maybe the readers aren't happy unless there is a love scene of some sort in every single paranormal book from now on, or every single urban fantasy book. So it's a paranormal romancy sort of book because that's what's in.
The whole thing was just a hot fucking mess.
Because what's her name? Kate Daniels went 2 books without fucking, correct?
Actually, I think it was until the end of book 4.
Yeah. That's a long and even Anita Blake went 3 books without fucking, right? 2 books.
She went more than that. I didn't think she started fucking until book 6.
Yeah, and once she started fucking, she started fucking.
Stop.
But you know what though? I don't mean to be rude, but do you remember in high school when one chick would have sex and then all of a sudden it was like gangbang on that one chick and she was something in her head just flicked on?
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. It was just like, let's hook up. I'm like, don't you want to slow that roll down a bit? Just pace these dudes out. I'm like, calm down, cool your coochie off, just cool it off. Why don't you have a conversation with some of these dudes? Because I'm pretty sure if you don't slow down, you'll be importing whatever the fuck they have.
Actually, I had a friend in high school. She'd actually use sex as revenge. She was one of those freaky little chicks. She didn't like watching people get bullied, but she was hot. So she would lure the bully, which was usually a football player, into a compromising position. and take pictures. And the next day that bully was well behaved and didn't bully the people he was bullying before because she would blackmail the fuck out of him.
Was she sticking fingers in her asses or something? God damn it. Yet another show where we get freaking flagged.
And it's always you getting us flagged. And
the worst part is I did the stupid e-learning and I know better. And as soon as I do it, I know I've done it, but it's too late.
Yeah, it was more like bondage.
Oh, she was one of those chicks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very young to come to that, and also like controlling too with that, because she picked a target where nobody would be mad at her for. It's very smart when you think about it, to indulge your sadistic ways.
Yeah, she's a lawyer now.
Oh, I hope she got rid of the pictures.
Probably not.
Okay, so Harry Potter team. Okay, so I'm gonna start my Harry Potter run probably at the start of the month.
Okay, Lily, you're rereading Harry Potter with Tookies, okay? You're rereading Harry Potter. Okay, so you're on your own then.
Did you tell her the new book was coming out?
There's a new book coming out. Yeah, she has no interest.
She's over Harry Potter now? I'm so sad. Something inside me just broke. You're no longer wasn't she a Ravenclaw?
No. I believe she was Hufflepuff.
You're no longer a Hufflepuff.
It's okay, I was a Slytherin.
I knew your ass was a Slytherin because you like Snape. Only Slytherins say they like Snape. I already knew. You didn't even have to tell me.
He was an anti-hero.
No, he wasn't even a fucking anti-hero. What kind of fucking grown man? Okay. I think I might start today because I was flirting with it. I was flirting with it for a while. So is there anything that you wanted to watch / read?
I had to catch up on Lucifer. And there's actually a few new paranormal shows that are coming out right now for the summer replacements. So I'm gonna check a few of those out. Other than that, like, I would like to really fucking get back to playing video games. That would be awesome. I just bought the remastered HD of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, and the significance of those games is Final Fantasy X was the third video game ever to make me cry. First being Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. Like, it was also a video game pioneer with graphics and voice acting. And I really just, I want to play that game again.
Sounds like fun.
It really is a good game. It's really heartbreaking too. But that's why Tin 2 came back and made everything better.
I don't know what I want to do. Like, maybe I should just work on the book and like pump out 2 chapters and then be done with it. If you didn't already know, I haven't talked about a show, but I do Wattpad and we're going into the summer, and that's when you post your Wattpad book, because that's when people are like crashing the site. They actually crash the site. You'll go to the site and you will not be able to load anything because it'll be overused, and like the web version of the site gets lower priority than the phone version, since most people view their books off of the phone. It's a great place to like get your training wheels on writing. If you just want to, like, if you're like me and not like my other friends who write, who are, want to be actual published work people. If you just want to have fun and write some stuff like social writing, like, I have a cool story. This is my story. Yay. You can do that too. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to be an author. Whee! It doesn't have to be that way. I think everybody should stretch every single creative muscle you can. It's worth it. So, bitches, net, paint, just have fun,
My only projects this summer is Jester's Ball, this, and trying to stay out of sunlight. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
What is Jester's Ball like? What is Jester's Ball?
It is a new YouTube channel that was created by me and Matt Bockelman, and we are doing gameplay and commentary.
Bockelman?
Yes, your twink. That's his last name.
Isn't he? You know, he is so lucky to grow up in the U.S. With a name like Bockelman, I would have had just a ball.
Except for Germany and Italy.
That's just a ball. Okay, so is there like a direct link, or is it actually listed as Jester's Ball?
It's listed as the Jesters with a Z ball.
The Jesters with a Z ball.
I will give you a direct link.
You will give me direct link. Okay, I found it. You still have the channel name because you haven't made it past. So I subscribe.
It's Jester's Ball Gaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link for you guys in there. I'll actually create a quick one right now because I'm just a dork, and I like to create quick links, and I'll put in the show notes so everybody can subscribe. And I'm gonna subscribe because you're gonna subscribe because we're all gonna subscribe, bitches. Sorry.
It's like pretty much we started because we game a lot, and even though for me it's been a couple of weeks of not doing so, but normally like I'm when I'm doing like hardcore audiobook binges, at the same time I'm gaming. That's how I zen game, and like. It was like having, we do all this gameplay and we all game together. So it was like, well, we sound funny to ourselves. Let's put it up. Okay, whatever. And, so we've put up some of our derpiness. And
okay, so the fast link, if you guys haven't already subscribed to Vu's channel, it is r.im/jball. What?
I don't know. J-ball is funny.
It's a fast link. Don't judge me.
So, yeah, it's a fun little thing. We do plan to start up with live streams soon. We just want to put more content up on the channel first. Currently, we have the first 3 in the series of Matt playing Dark Souls 3.
Very cool. Very, 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 very cool. Okay, back to the show. Why? I feel like the slump. I feel like something really dirty, and I don't know if I can locate something really dirty that actually has a plot. You know what I mean?
Oh, you want a plot? Never mind. I was gonna actually suggest Aya Fukunishi, but you want a plot.
Yeah, I actually want a plot. I want something. Actually, you want to know what's funny? I want something emotional. I want an emotional train wreck that's also dirty and has a decent plot.
Belinda by Anne Rice.
I actually already read that one. I read that one a while ago. I think.
You could go reread all of her erotica.
I don't like erotica all the time. Sometimes like one book, I forgot the name, but I'm not sure if it's Anne Rice. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's Anne Rice. I think it's that other chick.
What's the name?
I forgot the name. I'm spacing on the name.
The name of the book, I mean.
No, I'm spacing on the name of the book. Seriously. I'm completely spacing, but it was like a vampire book where she was like the queen. No, it wasn't a vampire book. It was like the chick was the queen, but she was like a secret queen. And we've talked about it before. And I'm going to remember it after the show is over. And I won't be able to find it because I've read too many books. I'm on
Are
Goodreads
you
trying
talking
to
about
find it.
Kushal?
What was that?
Kushal?
Not Kushal's daughter. It's the one where she's a little queen and they've been waiting for her or something, and then
Anne Bishop.
yes, thank you.
You know what? That series I would reread.
Yeah, I
loved
was
that series. I really did.
and Bishop. I'm looking it up. Bishop.
It's the Dark Jewel series.
Yes, I have. You know, the audiobooks are actually really good on that too.
Yeah. It was so
Yeah.
funny. I actually I was stumbling around looking for something to read, and I stumbled upon that series, and then I devoured it.
Yes, I love it when that happens. Though, when you're just kind of like half-assing it, looking for something, and you're not sure. I do not. You know, you read her new series, which is the other series with Written in the Red
I'm actually.
and Vision of in Silver so far that's coming out
There's another. There's another one. There's
with the
actually
fourth book that's been. Yeah, I'll get there. Don't
I'm
worry.
behind her. I'm actually behind Raven on them.
Book has been recently released this year, which is Marked in Flesh. This is urban fantasy kind of, but the only reason why I didn't read it is because I just didn't like the premise that much. Even though I would have loved her writing.
It's
You know what I
actually
mean?
pretty damn good. It's
I know
really
she writes wonderful.
watching it, but I really the Black Jewel series. There was actually a series that actually broke my heart to watch it end. Like I was really really sad over watching it end. It was such a good series. And then like she did books that took place in the same area, but it just wasn't the same for me.
I don't know. I want more from her. I don't. It's no. I need to rephrase that because number one, I sound like an asshole. But it's not that I don't. I want a certain type of book that I can't seem to find consistently, which sits in the real world or change from like the real world, some sort of portal into another world that has no connection to the actions of the real world. You know what I mean?
You know, that was actually a favorite thing of mine to look for when I was younger. Was books where she was transported back to a different time or a different world, like Knight in Shining Armor by Jude Devereaux, or I can't remember the book. I remember the premise. She was sent back in time and ended up meeting a Scottish laird. There was a whole series of books about that, and I can't remember the book nor the author's name. I just remember that her name was Gaelic. But like I always looked for books like that, and
there was this book series. I forgot who the name was, but she ended up switching to young adult fantasy and blew the fuck up. Young adult urban vampire style fantasy. But she used to write like those types of books you're talking about, where the chick goes back into time or goes to a different place in time, and she meets up with like gods and stuff, and blah blah blah. I will try and find the name of it. What's the name? Vampire Marked. I'm gonna just put Marked series. How did I do that? I actually came House of Night books. I can't really. You know, I never remember the name of anything.
you know, I actually read those.
Yeah, if you've read the Mark series, the author has an older series, PC Cass. Without her, I never understood what her daughter actually did on those other books.
You know, Margaret Weiss wrote some books with her daughter, dealing with like fallen angels that were pretty good.
Yeah, the PC Cast books, like those books, PC Cast, Marked House of Night books, those are the ones that blew up. Was with her, the ones with her daughter. Did she marry a black man or something? Because her daughter's really dark. I wonder if it's just a tan. I I shouldn't have said that out loud. Okay, but it's Goddess Summoning series. I actually really enjoy the Parthenon series. But the Parthenon series takes place in the world of the Goddess Summoning, and they sort of link together in a way. But it's like she goes back in time, like this chick, this necessarily young and she's not necessarily old. She goes back in time. She meets with the guy. She, has sex with the guy because that's, it's a romance book. And so she communes with him. They have one for Zeus, one for Hades, one for all these different, gods and whatnot. And sometimes she just becomes like a goddess, like a Avatar of the Goddess thing. There's Avatar of the Goddess, and that's the Parthenon series. So go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say there is a manga / anime that has something to that effect with her meeting and hanging out with all the gods. I have to find the name for it though. But
I actually think I saw that actual thing, but they have it more like Shinto gods.
This one, this has all the gods.
Isn't that a reverse harem?
Yes.
That was in the reverse harem list that I was looking at a couple days ago.
Yes.
There. But I just remember it was listed as reverse harem.
Yeah, I'm grabbing it as we speak because my kid keeps it on her watch list.
Did you like the House of Night books?
I don't like teenage whining. Like, I would love there to be a YA that has minimal to no fucking whining. That would be great.
Well, how would it be YA? They couldn't identify if there was not whining.
That's so not true.
Even Harry Potter has whining.
Harry Potter doesn't whine that much, actually. I don't think he does.
Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
I don't know. That was more broody than whiny.
Yeah, I was whining. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I liked the House of Night series. I don't think I would recommend it to anybody.
No.
I like the premise. I like the actual interplay. I like the Native American stuff. It was well done. I like the Oklahoma stuff because nothing ever happens in I think she's in Oklahoma, right?
I don't remember. Your twink's in Oklahoma, though.
You just keep bringing up the twink, don't you? You love that twink plot line.
The hell out of me.
What was it?
It amuses the hell out of me.
Well, it kind of scares him sometimes.
And that's what makes it even funnier. It was great. Yeah, we're sitting on Discord yesterday. We were about to play Rocket League. And Raven comes on. And he's like, oh, shit. I'm like, is it too late to run? And he's like, maybe. Just a little bit. I'm like, well, it could be worse. And he's like, yeah, it could be Tookies. I haven't even talked to him about my kink bag or any of my kinky fun, and it's like he's already scared. All that cream gone to waste. Okay, but found it. It is Kinigami no Asobi.
What does that actually mean in English?
Gods of, I don't know what Asobi is. Yui Kasunagi discovers a mighty sword that transports her to another world. There, this ordinary high school girl finds herself face to face with the Greek god Zeus. And I just closed myself out of the page because I'm
almost like a you know what I'm talking about, right? Before I even said it, it reminds me of the Fox Boy.
But they were small Shinto gods. She's rolling here with Zeus. She also has there's Zeus, Loki's here, Thor's here, Fujin and Raijin are here, which are Chinese gods, and the Japanese gods of the sea and so forth. So yeah, they're all there.
Who are the Japanese gods of the sea?
I do not remember their names.
Well, that's interesting.
Characters. I could even tell you how to set up their altars, but I cannot remember their names.
It happens. The sea washed all that away. I don't know. I think I'm looking too far for a perfect book, and I'm ruining my whole entire.
And for those who don't know, Fujin and Raijin, Thunder and Lightning kids. Those are the Chinese gods.
That almost reminds me of that video game.
What video game?
The one that is not Mortal Kombat, but it's Mortal Kombat adjacent. Remember the two twin, hulking dudes that they turned into?
And the Fujin and Raijin.
Yeah.
Except that they weren't Fujin and Raijin. They were I know what you're talking about. It's actually Mortal Kombat and anything after that actually comes from the movie Big Trouble in Little China.
I love Big Trouble in Little China. Did they really just rip off the movie and make a fighting game out of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I never even thought that they ripped off the movie and made a fighting game out of it. How did they not get sued?
I don't know if it was in conjunction or they had a staffer that worked on the movie or what, but yeah, that's where a lot of those all came from, was Big Trouble in Little China.
If I was like Kurt Russell, I'd be looking for my cut.
I was like the thing is though, he's not in the movie. Like, he's not in the games though. He's not seen in the games. He didn't produce it nor direct it, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
However, Chris Lambert can. But yet again, Chris Lambert was also in the Mortal Kombat movies, so whatevs. And the old dude, whose name I can't remember, the bad dude in Big Trouble in Little China. In earlier Mortal Kombat, you can actually see him sitting on a throne behind the fighters. I miss old school Mortal Kombat, like Pacify.
I miss Big Trouble in Little China.
Well, it is on Netflix.
I wonder if they're going to remake the movie.
I hope not. I think it was great. I think that the effects still hold up today.
Yeah, they did. The lightning was good. Lightning.
I think it was all really, really well done. I think if they were to redo it, they would fucking ruin it.
Actually, really good lightning.
So it's just,
and it wasn't super racist either.
It's the same way how I feel about Ghostbusters. Yeah, I know you're hearing it from me too, but like, comparing the last trailer to like the old school Ghostbuster movies, old school Ghostbusters like cutting edge compared to the effects of this last one, which just looks like I'm not even sure what it looks like. No, you know what? I do. It looks like 1960s Doctor Who. That's what it looks like. I'm not looking forward at all to new Ghostbusters. So there's just some movies that just really shouldn't be remade.
No, but they'll still try.
Yeah, I know.
Cash grab.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Kurt Russell roles that you can't really remake because it was almost like, Kurt Russell had that sort of Kurt Russell character. You know what I mean? It was kind of, it wasn't like Harrison's Ford character. It was like white trash douchebag.
Yeah, but
with a heart of gold.
White trash douchebags. Shia LaBeouf. There you go.
No, White Pat. He's just white. He's just a douchebag. He's just a douchebag. Okay, let me rephrase.
Can you believe that all this time him and Goldie Hawn are still together?
I can believe it. Because they've made a conscious effort to mostly stay out of the apes.
I don't even think it's even that. Like, I mean, they've been together like like since the 80s.
Yeah.
And I think really, though her daughter can't stay out of trouble. Though I do love her. I do love Kate Hudson. She is one of my girl crushes.
But that's because she talks shit.
Now
Not to mention,
she breaks up bands.
yeah. Not to mention her habit of loving them young men, and that draws attention. She loves them young men.
At least she's not fucking Bieber.
No, she did. What's his name? Oh, Raven's in the chat. Han, I like. Says Raven. But I don't know. I just, as much as I love that, I have mixed feelings. You're gonna hate me, but I kind of want a Big Trouble Little China-esque sort of movie. But I don't necessarily want Big Trouble in Little China again.
Well, I don't see how you can get a Big Trouble Little China-esque movie without creating Big Trouble Little China again, because there's really no other movie like it.
And it actually has a plot line. You know what I mean?
Yes, it does.
I mean, it's interesting. It almost feels like it's from like a book, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because they have good writers.
It's like people put like effort and time and thought into it, and like all the drinks and stuff. And I want it, but I know that it's not good for me. I know I need to walk away. You're right. I need to walk away. I'm walking away. I'm walking away from it. I take it back. I'm walking away. You know, that was one of the first DVDs me and my brother bought. It was one of the first VHSs and one of the first DVDs to replace the VHS.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
My first DVD was Mulan.
You know, did I tell you I both love and hate Mulan?
No.
Here's why I hate Mulan, and it has nothing against Mulan. I really dislike it. I really dislike the one with the frog.
That's
I know that's not Mulan, but I felt like if Mulan got such a great story, but we got the frog, you know?
Well, Mulan was also going by, the 2,000-year-old fucking Chinese poem.
Yeah, we got a frog.
They were trying to redo, but it's two different things. They were trying to redo The Princess and the Frog, where Mulan, they were retelling an epic poem. You can interchange with fairy tales. But you can't interchange with epic poems.
Yeah, well, I have nothing. Like I said, I'm not bad mouthing Mulan. I just wish we had gotten a better tale. Is what I'm saying.
Well, then I guess we could have had better folklore.
We do have good folklore.
No, Disney's not going to do it, Nancy. And there's no princesses.
There's other. There's other folklore. Folklore. I don't think I can do F's because I have that big fucking lip thing.
Folk.
I don't think I can smile and do F at the same time. F. I don't know. It makes me sad. It just makes me sad. For good or ill, it makes me sad.
You can't still hold it against Mulan. That's not fair.
I'm not holding it against Mulan per se. I'm holding it against Disney. How about that? I feel better with that. Yeah, I feel better. So, is there anything in the upcoming reads that you actually want to read? Anything upcoming?
I want to continue with Chicagoland when I get back to reading again. Mm-hmm. And I started but did not finish Envision, the new Chronicles of Nick book.
And
I
book, right? Are you reading the physical copy? or
I'm
the
doing the
ebook?
audiobook for Envisions because I love the voice actors that Sherilyn Kenyon picks out.
Okay.
She has great voice actors. I've never been unhappy with her voice actors.
By the way, I actually I think for the last for actually the only time I've ever been sad that I read the voice book was too good of a job.
Yeah, but that's the same voice actor that always does Asheron's. Like that was like her main Dark Hunter like voice actor. And he's because of him,
Because the
I've always
part he did the voice with the tongue with the beads in it, and that made
yeah,
me so sad.
yeah.
Just like this is how much we are a fangirl. I bring up some asinine point from the book that is so small, and most people would remember. We're both like, yeah. We have such me and you have such big she book, what is that called? She book, we have she book dicks.
Yeah.
Swinging big she book dicks. No, but that part with the pearls in his mouth and it was swollen and he was saying the lines and I was just like, oh no,
that is a for real voice actor. He is always been my favorite. And it's like even the one Dark Hunter book that I really don't like because I don't feel it goes anywhere within the series. But I know that she had to write it, so it was in Seattle because it was during Katrina and all that. Oh, I hated that book. But you know what though? I love the voice actor.
Yeah. Well, my three favorite voice actors are the one that did the Crossfire series, even though I hated that fucking book. The last book in the series I did not like.
I gotta tell you something ghetto my kid just did. I sent her to get me water. And instead of getting herself a glass of water, don't you know she drank from my water and then handed me the glass?
She wants
That's so
that's
ghetto.
love. It's love.
It's ghetto.
It's love.
She's
trying to get love.
Yeah, she can keep her love.
She's giving you love. She's giving you love. All right. Well, are you reading the Mercedes Thompson books yet?
I am still sitting at the beginning of book 2.
So you're nibbling at the edge of that one.
I am going to get through it. I'm going to blast through it one day. Probably this week because there's a big Final Fantasy 14 patch that just happened that I gotta bulldoze through. So I'm gonna need some Zen reading material. And it's kind of weird. I need something to do while I'm doing my audiobooks. That's why also sometimes it's hard for me to just actually sit down and read like a regular book. And at the same time, I need something to do while I'm gaming as well to stay focused on the game. So, audiobooks and video games are always going to go hand in hand with me.
Okay, so not Mercedes, but not now on Mercedes, but definitely Chicagoland Vampires. And then after Chicagoland Vampires, what book was it?
I had to finish up Chronicles of Nick.
Chronicles of Nick,
back to Chicagoland.
Both of those are audiobooks. And then you're not reading any romance, though, right?
Not that I foresee, really.
No romance and no other genre.
Manga.
Some manga, okay.
I'm behind on chapters of Food Wars.
I started reading this tennis book that nobody likes.
Are you talking about Prince of
Tennis? I love Prince of Tennis. I don't care if other people dislike that series. I love Prince of Tennis.
Okay.
Sorry. That was a little too intense, wasn't it?
Well, there's like 3 Chinese live action series and 2 Japanese live action series.
Yeah, I've seen. Did I tell you that Prince of Tennis was one of the reasons why I didn't like live action?
No.
That was part of the reason why I didn't like live action. It was Prince of Tennis. because I did not like the way they did it. It irritated me because, I really like sports manga, like Hippo, I think it's like Hippo no Campo. I didn't say it correctly. Hippo no help, little help.
Yeah.
Hippo Hymeni, and I can't even say it. Anyways, but Hippo is like one of my favorite series. Like I pretty much, if it's a sports manga, even if it's like an asinine sport, I've probably seen it or watched the anime. And so when they did the remake of Prince of Tennis, I felt like they didn't encapsulate the Prince of Tennis, because like there's this weird sort of Prince of Tennis reality bubble, and then they have Super Saiyan style powers at the same time. But there is some basis in actual tennis, playing.
Well, it's like Buzzer Beat. I actually wasn't that wild about the Buzzer Beat manga, though I did read it. But I really love the live action drama, and not just because Yamashita Tomohisa was in it, though he is lovely.
And then we have we're gonna wrap this up with the thing that, wait, is Buzzer Beat, is that actually a about basketball?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the anime.
There wasn't. It was a live action manga. Not live action manga, live action drama.
So it never was an anime.
I don't know.
Oh wait, it was an anime. It wasn't anime. The blue hair guy. I didn't like this one that much, actually. It was the one with the blue hair.
I'm still okay with the live action though. I'm not hating it.
Well, well, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I also like a lot of the the baseball mangas. I like a lot of baseball mangas.
Yeah.
I have almost never said no to a baseball manga. I know you're in LA. Like,
I don't like baseball.
You don't like. Do you remember that baseball manga, the one where it goes from when he was a child all the way up to adult, and there's like hundreds of like chapters and stuff. There's like 20 or something different volumes.
As horrible as it is, once again, I don't follow baseball manga or anime.
No. I'm not hating. I realize that I'm a dork for being into it. I realize that. I get it.
It doesn't necessarily make you a dork. It's just not a genre that I touch on.
It's not U.S. popular. Like that baseball manga stuff isn't U.S. popular because it's not. A lot of times the way they look at baseball isn't the way that an American looks at baseball. You know what I mean? And you don't get a lot of people who are, although baseball seems to be popular there, you don't get a lot of kids who read manga who are into baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
and they're already turned off to it.
Or outside.
Yeah. They're outside kids, not manga kids. But yeah. Wow.
I don't know if I can share this here, but that's what I'm sending you. Hopefully you'll see it. That is Yamashita Tomohisa. I have followed his career since he was 11 years old. And not because I was like creepy. No, he was a really good actor. You're not gonna let me finish, and now I'm gonna still sound like a pedophile. He was an extremely good actor when he was younger, and I was already a fan of other artists from the same entertainment company, Johnny's Boys, because of the group Arashi. Yes, I have a dog named Arashi, and I like the group Arashi, and Cat Tune and several others. And so I ended up because of them always doing their big Johnny shows, you'd always see Yamapi, and he was in many different dramas and whatnot, plus releasing several albums since forever. So now he's 30 and he's gorgeous. I didn't even realize he was hot until he was 20.
I'm not trying to make fun of you.
There's grown women who still follow Prince William, though he stopped being hot.
I still follow Prince William.
And then his ears got big and he started looking like Charles. So I follow Harry.
You know what? I think that, you know what? I still don't understand why Prince William didn't get plugs or something. Because even Elon Musk has plugs, and he could have caught that a bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like he was trying to get ugly.
I don't know.
Not that he's actually ugly.
Maybe the Queen just wouldn't allow it. One must not allow one's grandson to have hair plugs.
You can't.
We could tell. Come on.
No. Like, did you know that Elon Musk had plugs?
Yeah, but no one followed Elon Musk that long. Whereas Prince
you're saying
known since he was like a child. So we saw when he started going bald. It's like Donnie Wahlberg for New Kids on the Block. That motherfucker's been going bald since he was 16. Then suddenly appears with a whole head of hair? Come on.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying now. You're saying because we know that he is going bald or was going bald, we'd be more on the lookout. But what I'm saying is, why should it matter? A little cosmetic nick tuck, whatever.
It would make him look vain, and I don't think. Well, you also have to remember, a lot of their income comes from the British tax money, and one wouldn't want the people of Britain to believe that their money was seriously used for one's grandson to get hair plugs.
You're in full Queen mode right now,
I know.
But let's close it out. We're going to talk about Star Trek. I know you hate it, so we've talked about it.
I don't hate Star Trek. She always does such extreme. I am not an extremely emotional person like someone. I do not hate Star Trek. It is just not my thing.
But the trailer got released. I did see it. I was actually somewhat pumped for it. It's another trailer coming out. But I feel like a lot of movies have too many trailers right now. Sneak peeks. For example, last week.
I love Civil War.
But I almost wish that they hadn't come up with so many trailers because I was like avoiding the trailers. I was like, avoid the trailer. Avoid the teaser.
Summertime is movie time, and summer is coming up. Even me and the kid were talking. I'm like, what are we doing for 4th of July? And she couldn't think of anything. I'm like, well, what about the movies? She's like, all right. And I'm like, all right, 4th of July at the movies again. When our first summer in Las Vegas, we actually came out here to visit her father because we were living in New Jersey still. He was living out here. It was so hot that we had rolling blackouts. So we went downtown to the movie theater and spent the entire day in the movie theater watching movies. And that's pretty much what she wants to do. Movie, buffet, movie. That's it. That's 4th of July.
Word.
July is the hottest month in Las Vegas. So air conditioning. Fuck cookouts. We'll leave the movie theater when the fireworks start. See, got a plan. What's your plan for the 4th?
I think I'm going out to shitty ass Stockton and I'm having barbecue.
Oh, well, may the gods help you. Don't kill anybody, and I ain't got no money to bail you out.
If you didn't know already, most people who don't live on the West Coast or near the West Coast don't know about Stockton. Stockton is it almost went bankrupt, and it reflects it.
Is it like in the West?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Stockton is Stockton, and I think the problem with Stockton is that when there's two parts of there's a lot of there's a lot of rich people in certain areas, and then there's poor directly next to them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both coexisting in the same place. And sometimes what people do is they spend money on things they probably shouldn't spend. For example, a huge marina.
Yeah.
Because that's really going to help the children of Stockton who don't have books. It's like, and the problem is they're so close to San Francisco and San Diego and all the other places, is that they get a lot of people who do a super long commute. and then, you know, work maybe 3 days a week in the city and then take a super long commute back and stuff like that. And so it pushes up the house prices, and it fiddles with things, and then you get Stockton, you know, duck the bullet, Stockton. Yeah, it's almost like Reno in that way. You know, you have highly affluent people mixed with very poor people.
The part of Nevada that I won't go to.
Yeah, Reno. You know what the funny thing is? My mom used to go to Reno all the time. She still goes to Reno all the time. She doesn't go to like Vegas.
Reno, never. I like, seriously, like when I moved here, even so, like I've been here for almost 6 years, and you know what I do? I don't go to the other part of my state. I just go straight to Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, they want to create a train, so you just skip over Reno from now on.
Yeah,
they're supposed to create a train from Los Angeles to Vegas.
Well, that's a good idea. There's already there's shuttles that aren't that bad price wise, but
there's a mag. Yeah, well, they want to kind of either a hyperloop or a mag lift, so it'll be like 300 miles per hour. There and back.
I'm okay with that.
Face melting. There you go. The whole, I hate the whole $99 flight because I felt that was overpriced.
Oh, I felt was overpriced. Well, you know, it's funny that that's a $99 flight because, you know, it was $90 for me to fly to Long Beach. From Las Vegas to Long Beach, it was $90. I was so good. Round trip though.
It's round trip, and that seems like overpriced. It's like a 20-minute flight, maybe 15, that you spend 2 hours getting onto and 2 hours leaving.
I spent more time in like the damn airport than we did in the air. It was enough time for them to bring the cart down, to give you your drinks, and to go back down again to collect your cups.
I don't even think the lady who was attending us had a time to pee. I remember telling I gotta go pee, and then we're landing. I'm like, wow. Fine then. I won't use the bathroom. Be that way.
Yeah, but they're probably the cleanest airplane bathrooms ever because no one has time to use them.
I was working up to it. It was already over. We're here. Okay, well, all right. Get and they're because they're like doing that flight. They're like, get the fuck off the plane. You know how they are on that flight.
It's like, time to turn around. You gotta go.
Get your stroller people first. We don't want to make everybody late. Hurry up. And they practically, like, the lady just grabbed the front of the stroller thing and like was pushing the dude out the door. You know, the funny thing is, I still think the Southwest people are polite.
Oh, you know, Kevin Smith made frenzies with Southwest again.
Did they? Oh.
Yeah. He made frenzies now that he lost all that weight.
How big was he?
He was really, really big. Like, he was almost wearing muumuus.
Like, he was 400 pounds almost, wasn't he?
Yeah, if not 400 pounds. That's amazing how a person can lose weight when they're mostly smoking weed and eating munchies. That he did.
But he could have had, like, thyroid issues or something going on there.
That's true. Well, he's always been a big dude, like, his whole life, so.
Yeah, he's always been. But if you aren't already watching Kevin Smith's shows, he has two shows without his bromance. And I actually, one with a black guy, and I actually really enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. It's actually, when it comes, if you're into comic books and movies
book guys, they're awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're into that, it's actually quite insightful, and you like occasionally get like really good.
He films it.
If you haven't,
he films it at one of it. He has two stores. They're James Bond's Secret Stash. One is in New Jersey, and one's in Los Angeles.
I wonder why he never made more stores.
Because it was the one in New Jersey, he made his production company, View Askew, was over top of it. And it was like, that was like his little candy land. He was a comic book kid and he owns a comic book store. So it was someplace where he could hang out. And then when he moved to the West Coast, he opened up a comic book store. There's View Askew, and it's somewhere for him to hang out.
So the comic book. Well, I know that they used to sell. They used to sell a crap load of merchandise.
Still does. You can also go to his website.
Yeah, and so I wasn't sure if they were making money off that store.
I have almost every Kevin Smith movie that came out on DVD, like autographed, just from buying from his website. Yeah.
He pre-autographs it and sends it?
Yeah.
It kind of makes me want to watch it again. It kind of makes me want to buy it. No, I don't need to buy anything. Okay, let me...
We got to get off of here.
Here. All right. Thank you so much for showing up. We appreciate you. I can see you when you view it. I see you. I see you. That was a weird statement, wasn't it? And I want to... and I want to thank you so much for being, viewing. If you want to leave us a comment, please do. Share, comment, like, and
we're at the 34 subscribers. Yay.
Yeah, and if you are like us and you're getting ready to see Doctor Strange and you happen to be a closet cumber bitch, send me a hit me up. All right, good night, and thank you so much for coming. Take care. And see you next read.